you're wanting to get a lot of cats, you got to control that cat. And you got to start controlling that cat from the time that you tell him he's allowed to start playing with your set. So we're going to come over. That's a good spot. I'm going to half rough in a set before we get into the actual set making. We're going to have our set there, regardless of what it is. Flat set, dirt hole, doesn't make any difference. Most people, because I've seen this over and over again, and I used to do this, is, for one, they wouldn't be using a kill pole for a flag, but just to prove a point. If we had a tree sitting right in here, we want to go, we want this cat to see this, and we want it to get close. So if we had a tree limb right here, we got our flag sitting up here. Cat can see it long distance. He's going to come up to the flag, and he's going to look at that, and he's going to go, well, not quite as tasty looking as I thought it would be. Then he's going to see our disturbance from the trap set. You brought him to right here where this tree is. He's now going to go over here to look at your trap set. But you think about where most people hang their cat flags, because they're on the edge of something and they got it right here. Now, showing the same thing right there. If a cat comes right here, he's going to go right there. He's not going to come out in this field, do a military left-hand turn and go back into your set. It's just not going to happen. We got our trap there now. When you bring him, you brought him here, the trapper brought him here to right here, he's going to go directly to right there to look at that trap set. Everybody see the problem with what's going on as far as that? If you take this flag and you set it back somewhere, now the cat's back there, he may or may not find your set. You've got to, if you're going to use flags, which I highly recommend, you can go high visibility like this or low visibility. Since you're the one putting it out, you've got to be responsible what's going to happen from that cat from the time he sees this. I want to have the flag directly in front of that set, and I'm going to get a whole lot more anal retentive on that set here in a minute to make sure the cat cannot see from there to there except when he's standing right here. So that way when a cat comes up to right here and he plays around, whatever he's going to do, he's going to go, not a whole lot going on here, and then he turns his head and you've got this big showy set sitting here. Now you can see exactly how that cat's going to go, because that's exactly how the cat's going to go. He's not going to circle behind it. He's not going to go off the side of it. He's going to go from point A to point B. So you've got to totally control that. If you're trapping on the edge, you can hang a flag, even on this open area, you can hang a flag off the limb, this right here, and put your set back there. It doesn't matter when you're using the flag. The cat's going to go here first, because that's you're telling him something's different's going on over here. But you want to make sure, under all circumstances, from the only place the cat can see your set is from the flag from where you tell him you want him to see the set at. And that'll knock down so many misses by itself you won't believe it. Does that make sense to everybody before I continue on with the set? No questions at all. Anybody think I'm full of BS on this? Pretty good. Okay. So we're going to have our flag. Even if I had to bring a pole, I've drove down sticks, I've done everything. If you're on public ground and you stick this up, and most of the time I want my flag to be about that high, because I'm trying to get the cat's attention. If you're in a place that's going to get you a lot of attention from people, you can take a piece of cardboard and do the same thing. You can take a pop bottle, Coke can, whatever you want, and replace it with the feather. And you can take something that glows in the dark like Unfair Advantage. So when that's moving at night, the cat will be able to see that from a long way off, because it physically glows at night. It's going to get his attention. He's going to be real quick going, what is that? Just like he's going to do with this. We're going to bring him to right here with that. And during the day, that stuff doesn't glow. people are not going to pay any attention to a piece of cardboard looks like it's stung up here on a limb somewhere, and they're going to go about their business. You know, we do this a lot behind locked gates. I wouldn't recommend doing this on a state park, because even a non-trapper is going to be just as curious as that cat is. So use your head on the flag, but you want to position it, and you want to have it up here. Now, the reason I want it up here is even in this park, if you were to take a second and look around, how much of this ground is that cat going to be able to see this flag from right here? I can control him if he comes out of there on that edge, all the way over to where that cabin is, all the way down to these other cabins in this edge. If you don't use a flag, and we've got a set like this, how far is that cat going to know where your set's going to be? Maybe this far? Maybe this far? Cats are very sporadic. A bobcat that's going to work this when we leave Sunday afternoon, he's going to come through here Monday morning. He probably can come out right where we're at if we're very lucky and we got a trap set here. He may come out over there, he may come out over there. There's no way you're going to pinpoint where a cat's going to go, because if you track them, it becomes very clear. They don't seem to know where they're going 2 seconds before they go there. They're very sporadic the way they come across roads and everything. But with a flag in an open area, that right there is going to get their attention as long as he can see it. You can, I used to use the thing I called a ghost. It was just a water bottle inside of a 13-gallon trash can, and I'd take the bag and slide over it, and I'd wire it right here, and I'd lay that down on a box, and I'd shred it, and it looked like a squid. But with that water in it, come the wind blow, that thing would be just like Casper in the wind. And even from me at night, I could see that thing for 100 yards.
You always use wire, or you use any string, swivels, or anything for just?
No.
I mean, you use something stationary.
Wire.
Just wire.
Yeah, because, and Norm can attest to this, when we get them big winds down in Texas, like I'm sure you've seen, you can't figure out where your feathers are at, because it'll worry, even with swivels, it'll worry it. This straight wire, the way I've got this swiveled here, I can take a tremendous amount of wind, and a string, if it starts whipping back over on your limb, it's going to get stuck and it's not going to get anything's attention. But with a wire, it allows me to keep it out.
What about your disc or something?
Same thing? Same thing. Because I've tried the fishing line and I've tried all kind of stuff, but this is just baling 16 gauge wire. And sometimes this will break. It'll get whipping so much. But I want to have this flag. And that brings up cat location.